What's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream on the Texas Rangers Report. And in this video, we have a lot to dive into, both regarding the channel and a recent goal and a challenge that I have to do, and the Texas Rangers offseason plans and who they are pursuing. So, if you've been looking at the news at all lately, the Rangers have shown interest in a few free agents, most notably Corey Seager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Japanese free agent Seiya Suzuki, outfielder from Japan, Justin Verlander, Clayton Kershaw. I think you were hearing a lot of names that the Rangers are interested because they said they're willing to spend. So I think they're just going to do their homework wisely. So because you can't just be targeting one guy and then you let another guy fall through the cracks. So I'm going to be talking about that. And the recent goal that we just hit was 360 subscribers. And in the last video, I said I'd do 360 push-ups if I got 360 subscribers. So I think the way I'm going to do this is I'll do 20. And then if you guys have a question, I can answer that. Or if not, then I'll go into the topics for this video, which is the free agents. The free agents the Rangers are going to be interested in. The Rangers now have several minor league free agents. And the Rangers said that they are also willing to spend $100, or they could add $100 million to their to their salary payroll this offseason. So that means we will be spending. Hopefully that is true. But I think I have to get into the push-ups. So I think I'm going to do sets. So 360. So if I do 20 reps times 18, that should be 360. But what should I do for 375 subscribers? Should it be push-ups, crunches, or should it be a giveaway? I have some Josh Young cards, Justin Foscue cards. But after these push-ups, I'm going to talk about after the 20. If you guys have a question, then I will answer it, of course. But I'll also talk about the latest free agent stuff. So here we go. I'm in the view, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 9. Okay. That's 1 out of 18. Oh my gosh, I have some comments here that I need to look at. Sorry, guys. Rangers going to sign Nick Castellanos, in my opinion. So I'll just go through the comments, and then because I do need to take a few breaks every once in a while to recover. I don't think they'll sign Nick Castellanos because the Rangers are interested in free agents. But if we were to sign 2 players with a qualifying offer attached, then we'd have to give up a second-round pick, and we'd also have to or our second highest pick in the draft, and then we'd also have to give up our third highest pick in the draft. So if we're targeting a shortstop, I think we look at a different outfielder without a qualifying offer. So that could be in the form of Seiya Suzuki, the outfielder from Japan. That could be Kyle Schwarber. It could be Starling Marte, maybe even Chris Bryant, because those guys don't have these push-ups are going to be tough because they don't have qualifying offers. Jason Lautcher giveaway. Okay, I could do a card giveaway. Let me just see what a few more people think. After Dak Prescott, then I'm gonna do 20 more push-ups after this. I think the Rangers signed Suzuki. Possibility because the Rangers are always linked to Asian players. Yu Darvish, Shohei Ohtani, those are Japanese players, and then Ha-Seong Kim, Korean player. Suzuki, he's a Japanese player, but they're linked to all these Asian players. I'm gonna do my second set. Let me know if you guys see these. So after this, I'll be at 40 push-ups. Okay, that's 40. Let me guys know in the live reactions if you're able to see those well. I'm gonna get to a few more comments here in the section in a second. I'm just adding up all the push-ups real quick because this could be quite a long time before I get to 360, but it's kind of commemorating all the people that have helped me grow the channel. So let me read a few more comments. Angel Noel, I think Corey Seager signs with Texas. We get Kyle Seager as well. Bring in the brothers. Okay, so I think Corey Seager makes a lot of sense because I didn't really think about this until I dove into it more. But obviously Chris Woodward, he was with the Dodgers. He was the third base coach for quite some time. Corey Seager's been with the Dodgers, or he's been a Dodger for his entire career. So that makes sense as a connection. And then our new hitting coach, Tim Hires. He's been 3 years with the Red Sox as their hitting coach, but before that, he was the assistant hitting coach for the Dodgers in 2016 and 2017, and that's whenever Corey Seager went to the All-Star game. As far as Kyle Seager, I don't know how much money he's going to demand, what his market's going to be, and that's honestly depending on, do you think Josh Young will make the Major League roster out of spring training? So I'm not too sure about Kyle Seager, but definitely interested in Corey Seager. Gabe Knight, stay away from Trevor Story. He's good, but he's not great. He's bad. He's a bad contract waiting to happen. I'm not too sure he's a bad contract waiting to happen. I feel like if he actually didn't have a bad year this year. I feel like a few things are scaring people away. Is that he's from Coors Field, so you got the Coors Field effect. And he had an off year. He wasn't a terrible year, but say he has a year like he usually does, he's maybe in the running to be one of the top free agents this year with Seager and Correa. But it's definitely kind of scary to sign him right now since he did have that off year. But obviously, I think on my number one is still Correa. But if we could get Seager with that strong connection with Tim Hires and Chris Woodward, then I'm all for that. But if Trevor Story is a discount, maybe we explore that option as well. One more question, and then I'll do another set of push-ups. 1 second. 40 push-ups. Okay. Angel Noel. Then we draft Jace Young, Josh Young brother, 3rd overall. I'm definitely interested in him. Obviously, he had a really good year at Texas Tech this year. He had a really good year at Texas Tech, but the draft is so hard to predict this far down the road because you have players get injured, you have players that don't perform well, most notably Jed Fabian, Adrian Del Castillo. Those guys were going to be drafted super, super high. They both fell to the 2nd round. And you have a guy like Kumar Rocker, who was going to be a number 1 overall draft pick this time last year. He had a really, really good year. But then he had a bad week and a half, 2 weeks, and then he fell down people's draft boards, and then he had that injury, and now who knows where his career could lead up. But definitely watch out for Jace Young this year. I'm not saying he's going to be a bust. It's hard to predict, but definitely watch out for Jace. Okay. Let me just answer this. Tato. Yes, I did get the 360 subs. I don't know what POG is, but I'm doing 360 push-ups tonight because of the 360 subscribers. But also let me guys know in the comments what you want me to do for 375 subs. So I'm going to do 20 more push-ups. Let me know if you guys can see these. Here we go. Okay, that is 60. Let me just add it to my calculator so I don't forget, so I don't do more or less reps than I have to. I am going to try to get to all of these questions. Well, I have a lot. Okay, I've answered that. Okay, here we go. Do you think we can be competitive with the 100 million added? It depends on a few things, like who do we sign? So if we sign a shortstop like Corey Seager, or even Correa, that's 30 million. If we go after an ace like Kevin Gausman, that could be 25 million. So that's already half the money. Those guys might get you 10 extra wins. Obviously, we want to get another outfield bat. So maybe you go after Seiya Suzuki. Say that's another 10 million. So that puts you at 65 mil. Say he gets you 3 wins. What else? Probably another starting pitcher. Let's say Anthony Desclafani. Let's say he gets 15 million. So that would put you at around 80 mil. I think we have the possibility to be competitive, but it's all contingent. Do these draft picks, do these free agent signings play well whenever we sign them? And how do our prospects play into the mix? How will Josh Young play? Sam Huff just had a setback in the Arizona Fall League with his knee. So I don't know if he's really going to be a catcher from here on out. Maybe it's more first base DH role because it's his knee again. But how will Cole Winn do? How will Glenn Otto, AJ Lexi? I think it's a contingent on the prospects and the signings. And if we get, let's just say, 60% of it hits, we have a good chance to be a little bit competitive. Maybe a wild card, but I don't know how much the team really expects to win. So I wouldn't get your hopes up this year, but 2023 is where things really get interesting with this franchise. Favorite Rangers account, great life. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. This is something I really wanted to bring to the Rangers fan base, so I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Kyle, just a stopgap. Yeah, we've had, ever since Adrian Beltre, Asdrubal Cabrera, stopgap, Todd Frazier, stopgap, Brock Holt, Charlie Culberson, all those are stopgaps. Because we were rumored to get Anthony Rendon, then Nolan Arenado, and then none of those were the case. So our future is Josh Young. And I don't think he has too much to prove in the minor league level. So if you sign Kyle Seager and Josh Young's ready to go like a month or two into the season, what are you going to do with Kyle Seager? He can't really play any other position. He's going to demand at least a 10 mil, 12 mil in free agency. I don't know if it makes too much sense. Would you rather have Verlander or Kershaw? Honestly, neither. But if I had to choose, I'd choose Kershaw in this instance because Justin Verlander got the qualifying offer. So if we were to sign him, we'd have to give up a second-round draft pick next year. And given that he's 38 years old, he just had a season where he was injured, out for the whole year. That's not playing to the cards. Kershaw's 33, and he's been declining, but still productive. He had that injury, which is a little scary. However, he didn't get the qualifying offer. So if we signed him, we just give him money, and that's it. One more question, and then I'll do 20 more push-ups. Actually, I'll do another one. Verlander won't come to Texas. Kershaw. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I don't think Verlander would come to Texas. I don't think he sees him as a legitimate contender because I don't know. Verlander's probably looking at a 1 or 2 year deal since he's 38. But Kershaw, there's a chance because he's from Dallas. But in my opinion, I would view Kevin Gausman as the top free agent pitcher for the Rangers to target. He's 31 years old, so around the same age whenever the Rangers signed Lance Lynn, Mike Minor. And I think he has more longevity to his career since he just isn't as older. And then you can sign a guy like Anthony Desclafani or somebody of that nature to fill in as a number 2. As a number 2. Okay, last question before I do more push-ups. I prefer Josh Young to stay at AAA for half season. Interesting. To make sure he's ready for the big league. I'm tired of Rangers rushing prospects. Okay, I know where you're coming at with the Rangers. We're tired of the Rangers rushing prospects. But give this into context. Josh Young's already 23 years old. So it's not like Nomar Mazar where he's 20 years old, skip AA. Or the Jurickson Profar, or Joey Gallo, where he skipped AA. Josh Young went to college, so he has 3 years under his belt in college. And then he has 2.5 years under his belt in the minors already. And I don't know what else he has to prove at the minor league level. And if he's raking in spring training, I don't know how you could keep him out of the big league. Out of the opening day roster. So thank you for all of you 11 viewers. This is awesome. If you guys don't know, I hit 360 subscribers. So I'm doing 360 push-ups tonight. So far I'm at 60, about to do another 20. Here we go. Okay. We're at 80 now. We're at 80 push-ups. So what is that? Let me do some quick math real quick, guys. So if I do 360 divided by 80. No, that's not it. I'm trying to see my percentage that I've done. Oh, I've done 22%. That's actually kind of solid. Okay, back to the questions. Thank you all for staying in during these push-ups. It's my way to give back to the 360 subscribers. Tato, by the way, they already said on Twitter that Rocker will be in the draft. Yeah, he's going to be in the draft next year. It's just, is the elbow going to be healthy? I know he's going to pitch in the independent league next year. How does he perform? And how do teams view him after playing in the independent league and after stacking him up to new prospects in the draft? 1 second, take a water break. Okay. I think Verlander and Carlos Correa go to Detroit. Interesting. Obviously Verlander has connections in Detroit because that's where he started off his career. I think Detroit is definitely in a similar situation as the Rangers. a team with a good farm system that's up and coming and looking to add free agents. So definitely makes sense for the Correa aspect as well because they need a shortstop. But even though a reunion would be cool, would the Tigers be willing to give up a premium draft pick for signing a 38-year-old pitcher and Justin Verlander for just basically a rental? So that's something they have to consider. I hope the Rangers don't do it, in my opinion. Dak Prescott. We really need to figure out what to do with guys like Solak and Calhoun. Yeah, so I think that's where spring training comes in. And honestly, I think that's where this season really figured into the equation. Like, this was Calhoun's year. This was Solak's year to prove what they could do in the majors. They didn't do that. I think their time is running out. And then Ibanez finally got his shot. He played well, so I think that gives Ibanez more time in the majors with the Rangers. But let's say the Rangers sign some, like, okay. So let's say the Rangers sign a shortstop. They're probably going to move Isaiah Kiner-Falefa over the second. So I don't think the Rangers want to try Solak back out in the outfield. So that's automatically putting him as a utility player or back in AAA or as a trade piece. And then Calhoun, I think he has a spot on the club as like a DH left fielder type of guy. So I think he still has a chance at starter, but same with Ibanez. If we sign a shortstop, he's like second. He could play second. He could play third. He could play first DH. But I don't think these guys, besides Calhoun, I don't know if these guys are actually like major leaguers. But it's kind of difficult. And this is where the player development really has to talk and have these discussions. But there is going to be injuries, and there's going to be ways to get these players into the game. So that's when they have to prove it. And I feel like these guys are on some of their last chances. And even with Ibanez, he's already 28 years old. So even though he just got started, his chances are, his leash is short. I don't know if I answered that, but hopefully that gives you some things to think about. Tato. Honestly, the Seager connection is interesting with Woodward and now hires on our team. I'm sure Woodward will try hard to get him to come here. Yeah, I think so. For sure. I don't have much to say about that one. I do think Woodward likes his Dodgers players. Just look at, we got Dennis Santana, we got DJ Peters, we got Josh Spores. Those are just lower guys. Imagine what he would do for a guy, an all-star in Corey Seager. I think if we hit on these draft picks, we have the possibility to be third place, maybe second place team. Do you mean farm system or an actual like competitive team in the division or in the league? Let me know in the comments. I'm not too sure. Oh, and if the free agents pan out. Okay, so I think you're talking about a few years down the road, with the prospects and the free agents like kind of cohesively joining. I could definitely see that. But I think the key is a lot of people want to discard the prospects in the farm system, like sign free agents. And I think there has to be a cohesive union of both. You have to establish the farm system. You have to know when to trade your prospects to get players, and you have to know when to sign the right players. I don't think your farm or your club should ever just be decided to go all in on one aspect, because then if you go in a bunch of free agents, you're going to have a high payroll, probably in the luxury tax, and you'll run into issues. If you're always trading, you won't have a farm system. And then if you're always focused on the farm system, then maybe you're just like not worried that your team will perform, and you just want to keep on trading people. Like you just want to keep on trading your players for more farm players. Like say your guy does well for 3 seasons and boom, trade him for prospects. And those prospects, they do well, you trade. So there has to be a good cohesive union of both. Yeah, Tyler, Corey Seager did receive the qualifying offer. And so if we were to sign him, we'd have to give up our second round draft pick next year. And I think if the Rangers are going to spend $100 million, this offseason, they're probably going to sign a guy with a qualifying offer. My limit is just one. I think there's ways to get good players on the team that don't have qualifying offers. But if you're going after one of the shortstops, the only one that didn't receive it is Javier Baez, and I'm not sold on him. So I think you have to go after a guy with a qualifying offer like Correa, Seager, all those guys got it. Marcus Stroganoff would be a nice pickup. Marcus Stroganoff? I don't. Are you talking about Marcus Stroman? That would be. I mean, he didn't. That would be interesting. I don't know how much he's going to command, but it's something to look out for. Okay. I'd rather have Carlos Rendon. Not high on Gausman. I would take a shot at Michael Pineda for end of the rotation. Obviously, Carlos Rendon had a really good year. He actually didn't get the qualifying offer. So you honestly could go after both. I think the hard thing right now is determining their market, how much they want. And with the looming lockout, it's going to be tough to determine players' values. But you should be looking at Carlos Rendon for sure. Same with Gausman. And Pineda for the back end of the rotation. The problem is he wouldn't be in the back end of our rotation because our back end of the rotation is going to be Taylor Hearn, Dane Dunning, or Dane Dunning, Taylor Hearn, and maybe Spencer Howard, or get rid of Spencer Howard and Colby Allard, or Glenn Otto, or one of those prospect type of guys. Oh yeah, Dak Prescott meant Stroman. Okay, so keep the questions coming, and also put in the comment section down below what you guys want me to do for 375 subscribers, another challenge, a giveaway, whatever. Let me know in the comments. I need to do 20 more push-ups. Keep the questions coming. It's great. Here's another 20 push-ups. Okay. That's 100. That's 100 push-ups right there. Okay. That puts me at 27% done. Nice. Would you be okay if the Rangers signed Conforto? We would have to. He got the qualifying offer. I'm not high on giving up draft picks. And I think there's other players on the market that are comparable to Conforto. So not really. Jason, do you think Chris Woodward is on the hot seat next year? Yes, I do, because I think the Rangers like Chris Woodward. I don't know how much the players like Chris Woodward. It's kind of hard to gauge. Although he does have 1 year. This is the last year remaining on his contract. And if we're being honest, he's had a losing season every single year. So I do think he's on the hot seat. And if you look at the trend that teams have done recently, they've been going after experienced players or experienced managers. So Jace Tingler just became the manager of the Padres 2 seasons ago. First season, he took them to the playoffs. This year, they were a hot team, almost made the playoffs, but they didn't. They struggled down the end. They fired him right out the gate, and now they went for Bob Melvin. So if the Rangers are wanting to take a turn in their franchise, and Chris Woodward doesn't seem to be the man after these free agent signings and our prospects make it to the majors, maybe we do can him, and we go after a more qualified person for the job. No, can't win with no talent. Well, yeah. Okay. In the division, maybe people. Oh, this is back to your 2 and 3 thing. Okay. I kind of forgot what your question was. Let me scroll up. Oh yeah, definitely. If we hit on some of these free agents. Yeah, we could definitely. I think the division is definitely wide open. Top team still the Astros, even though they're going to lose players this offseason. They're still the top team, but yeah, we could definitely be the top 3 team in the division this year if we make some good signings for sure. The only problem with having good prospects, at least in my opinion, is not wanting to trade them. In my arrogant opinion, in a separate world, I wish Rangers wouldn't trade any prospects and see which ones pan out. It's kind of like an MLB The Show franchise right here. Yeah, so like I said, I think this all comes with a good GM. You have to know when to wheel and deal, when to hold, when to sign. It's all a good process. Is John Daniels the guy? I don't know. Chris Young, I have some better optimistic thoughts about Chris Young, though. Obviously, hoarding your prospects could help out, could not. Look at whenever the Rangers were trying to compete for a World Series, we traded a bunch of prospects for Jonathan Lucroy and Cole Hamels. Different years, obviously. The only person that really panned out in those deals was Jorge Alfaro, and we traded a whole bunch of prospects. But then you look at other trades, and it's like, oh my God, we had him in the farm system. So it's kind of like hindsight 2020, but it's hard to pinpoint right now. The Rangers are fully prepared to lose the second round pick, according to Evan Grant. Yeah, I'm not surprised. If you could link that article or wherever you saw that in the comments, that I like that. I definitely believe you. I just like to read stuff about the Rangers, but it makes sense if they're willing to lose the second round pick, if they're wanting to go after Seager or Correa or anybody with a qualifying offer. But I don't know if we should give up our third round pick because obviously we haven't had the best success with the draft. But I do think the tides are turning with the draft. But I don't think if you give up a second round pick and a third round pick, that's tough on the farm system. Oh, wow. I could have sworn Rendon received a qualifying offer. Now I'm super in the Rangers signing him. Super high risk, but high reward. Yeah, he didn't receive the qualifying offer. And I think something you see from teams that kind of already have a high payroll, if they don't want to give that if they think that 18 million is going to prevent them from signing other players, then they might do it. I think that's what happened to Kershaw. That's what happened to Marcus Semien and the relief pitcher last year for the Athletics. Obviously, that was a COVID year, but could you imagine if they both got the qualifying offer and they accepted that on the A's last year, and the A's would have to pay them like $34 million for a team that has no payroll whatsoever. So high risk, high reward for Rendon, definitely, because he's not going to want a 1-year deal. He's going to want a multi-year deal. But I think with the advanced analytics out here for pitching, I think we can make something work with Rendon. Angel Noel teams, where do you see that on? Oh, yeah. Oh, perfect. It was a while back during the exit interview. I mean, think about it. All the top free agents got the car. So if the Rangers want to make a splash, then we lose the second round. Yeah. I mean, that's what I talked about. I heard the A's were willing to trade everyone. Yeah, they're a weird team. It's like they're kind of like the A's for like they can't really sign much of their players back. So if they can capitalize on a window right now, they're most likely going to do it. Think about what they did with. Think about what the A's did with the Rays. They did that with Blake Snell, and now Blake Snell's not doing too well. I wouldn't be surprised if they went out if the Rays trade Tyler Glasnow, because I think he's an ace. If I'm being honest, that dude's a stud. He was going to the All-Star game for sure before he got injured. I just think the A's and the Tampa Bay Rays are kind of a similar team with their philosophy. They don't have a lot of payroll. They capitalize on guys' trade value to help the farm system. And the A's farm system is trash right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they trade Chapman and Olsen. They don't really have too many other guys. Like they do have Manea. That's something to look out for. And if they do trade those guys, that helps the Rangers out in the short term to help move up the standings in the AL West. Okay, a few more questions. Keep the questions coming. I'm about to do 20 more push-ups. I think I actually got all the way to the end of your comments. How many free agents will we sign? Let's see. I think 2 starting pitchers, a shortstop, so that's 3. An outfielder, so that's 4. Actually, probably 2 outfielders, so that's 5. Because I don't think Leote should be starting right now, especially if the Rangers are going to say they're going to spend 100 million. I don't think Leote's even earned it, so that's 5. You probably sign a bullpen, like a non-roster invitee ends up making the team. So that's 6 right now. So maybe 6. Let me guys know what you guys think. I'll do 20 more push-ups. That'll get me. I'm at 100 right now, and then I'll be at 120. Let's go. Keep the comments coming. Questions. I guess if you guys don't have any more comments, I can just go into news about the Texas Rangers. But here we go. Okay, we're at 120 now. 120. 33% done. Let's go. Okay, we got the comments rolling in. What's your wish list? I hope the Rangers are smart enough and lose their draft pick on one of the shortstop. Yeah, me too. I would only sign free agents without draft picks attached. I'd only sign free agents without draft picks. I'd only sign free agents. So I think you mean you want a shortstop, and obviously that would have a draft pick attached, and then the rest you don't want. And that's my philosophy. I understand if we want to go after a top shortstop, we're going to lose a second-round draft pick. But if I'm going after these other free agents, I don't want to give up the farm system or the future farm system on free agents that might pan out, might not. So my wish list, Carlos Correa, and I guess Corey Seager definitely could be like either or, but Carlos Correa, Kevin Gausman. So that is fill the top of your rotation. You get a starting shortstop. Probably have Josh Young start, be your starting third baseman out of spring training, and then sign 2 outfielders. I didn't know if this was going to be a possibility with the Rangers, but they're saying they're going to spend. They could spend $100 million this offseason. So obviously, I don't think Leote's ready. Evan Grant didn't even think Leote was ready. So I think Seiya Suzuki, he could be interesting. I think he's gotten comps as Ronald Acuna. Obviously, he won't be Ronald Acuna, but he could give you 3 wins a year. I'm talking about WAR, and if you get him, he might come in cheaper than Nick Castellanos. So Seiya Suzuki, and then the other outfielder, Starling Marte or Chris Bryant. Those guys are just to basically get a bat in the lineup. I guess you could kind of maybe replace one for Kyle Schwarber, but also those guys give you flexibility and some speed as well. Bold predictions, Angel. Bold predictions. Who do the Rangers sign? How much give me? Oh, okay. Okay, so let me just go over my wish list again. Carlos Correa, I think he's got to go something similar to Bryce Harper, Manny Machado money. So let's just say 10 years, $300 million for Carlos Correa. Obviously, he'll want to get a little higher than that, but I'm just trying to be in the ballpark. So 10 years, $300 million Correa, and then Kevin Gausman. Let's say this was literally the first time he actually had a really, really good year. I don't know how the market would view that. Obviously, at the trade market, they weren't so high on Cal Gibson's. Maybe we go 3 years, $15 million. And then Seiya Suzuki, the outfielder from Japan, I would say, I think 4 years, $11 million. And you also have the posting fee. And then Starling Marte would be, I would say, similar to Lorenzo Cain. He's 33 years old. Came off a really good year. I don't know how much Lorenzo is getting, but maybe 3 years, $15 million as well. Between Jose Trevino and Jonah Heim, who do you think will get the everyday catching duties, or should we sign someone? Yeah, we're not actually. I say that, but Sam Huff just had a setback. Both these guys are elite defensive catchers. I still don't think we sign anybody, even though Huff had a setback. But I think we should give the duties to the what am I saying? The majority of the duties to Jonah Heim. Both of you guys are really good defensive catchers. We know what Jose Trevino is offensively. I think Jonah Heim has more to grow into because it takes catchers a little more to grow into their switch hitting catchers more to grow into their offensive potential. And Jonah Heim showed flashes last year for spurts as that he could be an average offensive catcher, but both of you guys are solid defensive catchers, and I do think they really helped out the pitching staff last year, even though the pitching wasn't great. Sorry if you already answered, but do you think Seager is going to be Christian Mill or Clutch Sweat? Rendon got. I think Seager and Correa will probably be in the 300 mil range. It's going to be a little bit difficult with this lockout looming, because if the lockout happens and you have like 2 weeks to sign players might just be wanting to sign, get on the team, and get into spring training. So I think it's around the 300 million range. I don't know if it goes any too much higher than that. Last question before another set of push-ups. Do you think the Rangers will go after Andrew McCutchen, or no? Also, who's the best bullpen free agent available? I actually haven't looked too much at the bullpen, because I think we do have a solid bullpen with Jose Leclerc coming back, Jonathan Hernandez coming back, Joe Barlow honestly coming out of nowhere. But if I were to have to pinpoint somebody, I really haven't. Honestly, I haven't even looked at relief bullpen guys. So sorry, Tyler. And Andrew McCutchen, I don't know. I feel like he's a guy that could easily regress in the near future, and I don't like. It's so difficult to know what these guys want. Keep the questions coming. Here's another set of 20 push-ups. It'll get me up to 140. Here we go, guys. Okay. We're at 120 right now. That puts us at 38%. Crap, I still have a long ways to go. I think Seager gets 9 years, $290 million. So how much would that be? I'm just trying to see on an annual basis. A lot of these guys they'll give money to, and then they'll just backload it. So let's see, 290 divided by 9. I mean, maybe, but I think with the market getting 10-year deals, I think Seager will definitely try to get a 10-year deal, especially since he's still at 28. And I think that's about the same age that Manny Machado was. I actually think Machado was 27, but still around about the same. Suzuki is a guy that worked out for us because we struck a lot last year, and I'm the BBL. He went more than he struck out. Yeah, I saw that. I've been doing a lot of homework on Suzuki. He pulls the ball a lot. I'm pretty sure he can play any outfield position. He can play any outfield position. He hit 39 home runs, and he played in Japan. This league is actually better than AAA baseball. It's where Shohei came from. It's where Yu Darvish came from. And they obviously had a big impact whenever they came over to the MLB. I heard that he is a little what's the word? He's prone to the fastball high and inside, and he could be a little bit more susceptible in the major leagues. But I mean, a lot of guys have weaknesses in the majors. Everybody does. So if he has one weakness, pitchers can try to target it, but not everybody has a great command. So if he could provide versatility, a good eye, and some power, I think the Rangers will like it for sure. I agree. He has potential to be at least 10 to 15 home runs a year. Suzuki, I think more. I mean, if you think about it, Shohei hit 22 home runs in his last year in Japan. Obviously, he was pitching, so his time as a hitter was less. And he was a little bit injured. But I think for Suzuki, you could envision 25 to 30 home runs, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but I think the Rangers do something big before the lockout. I just think they want to get it done before we get into a cold spell. That'd be interesting. I really wonder what type of free agents will sign before the lockout. If you guys don't know, the December 1st is when the collective bargaining agreement ends, and the players and the owners have been on bad terms for quite some time now. And the consensus is the owners are going to lock out to try to gain some leverage against the players. But if you had this is the offseason right now. Free agents can sign. So Corey Seager could sign tonight, but he's not going to. The question is, what free agents are going to sign before the lockout? My guess, you get one or two star-studded players to sign. The rest are average to below average type of players. And I think this is just going to be a really weird offseason. And it could mess up the Rule 5 draft. It can mess up the winter meetings. It can mess up international signing period. Because the international signing period used to be in July. Got messed up because of COVID. Now it could get messed up because of the darn players and the owners. Who will be the closer and the 8th inning setup guy? I think you give it back to Joe Barlow, if I'm being honest. And then Jonathan Hernandez worked as the 8th inning setup guy when he was healthy, so I think you give it to him. And Jose Leclerc hasn't pitched in a while, and when he was pitching, he wasn't doing great. So I think you just let Jose Leclerc find himself. Obviously, Joe Barlow is young, but I say if it's working, don't really mess with it. So I think Joe Barlow goes as the closer, Jonathan Hernandez is the setup, and just let Jose Leclerc find himself again. I will say Suzuki has the potential to be a steal because he won't get more than $7 million. Let's say there's no Suzuki on this free agency market, and all we had to go after free agents was free agent outfields was Nick Castellanos, Starling Marte, Chris Bryant, Kyle Schwarber. All those guys, since they're from America, it's hard. I don't want to say this, but those guys are going to get premium dollars. But since this guy is from Japan, teams are going to be skeptical. So since they're skeptical, the price amount will be lower. And since Ha-Seong Kim didn't play that well last year, obviously he's from Korea, and obviously they're just two different players. it's still going to put doubt in people's mind since they're going to have to give him a 40-man spot. They're going to give him millions a year, and they're going to have to pay the posting fee. So, but if he works out, then we're going to give him at a really below average cost, and it will be viewed as a really good steal. So I definitely agree, Angel. Gabe McKnight, almost 9 or 10-year contracts to free agents are terrible. Name me one good contract to free agent. They got 8 or 10-year. I mean, yes, that's true. And if you don't want to do this, Trevor Bauer kind of did this last year. You would have to give more, less years, but more per year. So obviously, the nature of the game is the longer your contracts. That's what the players play for, to get that big payday. But if you don't want to do that, maybe you look into a shorter term deal and more per year basis. One more question, and then I'm going back to the push-up. I think I need to start doing push-ups like every 5 minutes to actually get this done. Rangers will land a big fish because I think we'll overspend to get one or so. I don't think we'll overspend. I actually do have confidence in Chris Young. And since there is a lot of people on the market, I think that will bring it's just economics. It'll bring the prices down to earth. It's not like there's one guy and everybody wants that one guy, so they'll drive the prices up. There's a bunch of guys on the market this year. It's one of the best free agency classes ever. So if you don't get one guy, you can go to the other guy. And I don't think overspending will be too much of an issue this year. Here's another 20 push-ups. I'm at 140. I'm going to get to 160. Ooh, that one was a little tough. Now at 44% done. Okay. Getting back to the questions. I need to start doing these push-ups a little bit more frequently, so I want to pay attention to the clock. I was talking about Heim with his power potential. Yeah. I mean, he had some games last year where he was on some hot streaks, and it was nice to see. Belmer, will Jonathan Hernandez be back for spring? I don't know. That's something I have to look into. Same with Jose Leclerc. I have to look into that. Hopefully, that would definitely be nice to have. It'd be nice to have Leclerc and Hernandez back in the bullpen because those guys are big pieces. Tyler Rainey, is Eli White an opening day starter next season? No, he is not. They gave him tryouts last year. He showed some potential, but not enough. Obviously, he's fast. I think his role in the majors is a utility type player. I mean, he's fast. I don't know how much he has with the bat. He's a good defender in the outfield, and we kind of started working him back into the infield. That's where he started in his college career at Clemson, and then in the minors, and then we the Rangers moved him to the outfield, but he's not going to start. If anything, it'd be in center field. But with the Rangers saying they could spend $100 million, Eli White is fighting for a utility bench spot. So I've touched on the free agents and Corey Seager. I've touched on Seiya Suzuki. I think John Morosi said we were interested in him. The Rangers said, I think Evan Grant said it's possible we spend $100 million. So that could put our payroll back at 130. Got rid of the large contracts, and now we're going to put some more. After I do these push-ups, I'll answer some questions, and I'll touch on our minor league free agents because some people could be leaving this organization. Some we could sign back. And it's interesting, these guys, some of them were really top prospects, and it's like, Oh, what happened to that guy? He was supposed to be the next best thing, but not anymore. So let me do these push-ups, answer some questions, talk about the minor league free agents. I'm at 160 right now. I'm gonna get to 180. Let's go. Oh my god. That form was terrible on the last 5. Like the first 15, I was solid. I know it's the last 5 I was bad, but I'm 50% done, which is good. Okay, back to the questions. I know you said we won't overspend. With Carlos Correa, if you want Carlos Correa, we might have to give him 38 mil because Rangers aren't very good right now. I don't think that's really the case. I mean, when's the last time anybody's ever really gotten 38 mil? And then if he wants to go to a good team, they're not going to be able to give him 38 mil like the Yankees or anybody like that because they're all near the luxury tax. So I don't think 38 mil is actually that reasonable. Name a breakout prospect for a farm next year. I'm actually going to make a video on that, but I think let's see. If you're looking at position player, look at the draft from 2020, 5th round pick Thomas Sagasi had a nice year, but I think this year he could break out. And then on the pitcher side of things, I think Owen White. He's been doing really well in the Arizona Fall League, but not too many people know about him, mainly because he hasn't played much in the minor leagues. So I think he could be a guy that breaks out. Just looking at the minor league free agents. A lot of these Rangers have good speed and defense, but need to work on that bat to be able to hit. Yeah, I mean, I think the hit tool is one of the biggest tools you need to succeed at the major league level. Obviously, defense is key, speed is key, but if you can't hit, how are you going to stay in the major leagues? Like, obviously, center field's is a defensive position, shortstop's a defensive position, but look at Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He has a good glove, but I don't believe in the bat. And if defense wasn't like if it was true that defense could keep you in the major leagues without a good hit tool, then we wouldn't be going after Correa or a Seager. Yeah. Tato, I say Acuna could take a huge leap next year. Luis Angel Acuna, yeah. Ron Acuna's brother. Don't know why. Just think he has that type of swagger to be an impact guy, probably from the stuff I've read on him. Yeah, that's definitely a good pick. I think he's 8 in the farm system right now. I mean, just his family name has the potential for him to break out. I think if he ever starts tapping into his power potential, like they say he can, then a lot of good things can happen. I'll answer one more question. Get back to the push-ups. So we're going to finish this. I don't know. I think you're talking about the defense. Oh wait, no, I don't. IKF. Whoops. IKF to me is an average hitter. I mean, if you look at his batting average, is average, but his other statistics are actually really below average. Who is Trevor Story agent? I know Seager's a Scott Board. That's a good question. Let me go look it up. Trevor Story agent. Scott Boras always wants the top dollar. I think you can look it up on Baseball Reference. That's what I'm doing right now. Agent. Oh no, Trevor Story's agent is Excel Sports. So maybe he comes in cheaper. Yep. So I really appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate the 360 subscribers. And even if nobody's watching, I'm still gonna get these push-ups done. I guarantee. I'm halfway done. I'm at what am I at? 180. So halfway there. 180 more to go. My arms aren't tired, but I'm still gonna do it because you guys helped me get here. So let me know what you guys want for 375. Hopefully it's not push-ups because this is kind of tiring, but maybe a giveaway, something else. Let me know what you guys think. I'll answer these questions once I get done with the next 20, and then I'll talk about the minor league free agents. Here we go. I'm at 160. Let's get to 180. Let's go. Oh, I might have to start doing girl push-ups. Let's get through this one. 1, 2, 3. 16. 4 more. Going to the girl push-up. 7, 8, 9. Oh, yikes. I had to abbreviate it a little bit, but it worked out. 180. 180 divided by 360. Let's free. Oh, wait, no. I'm at 100. I'm at 200. Holy frick. And in my weight training class at school today, we had a chest workout. I benched 135, 2 reps, and then all this other chest stuff. And now I'm doing 360 push-ups tonight. I'm going to be jacked. Gotta go take some creatine. I'm just kidding. I don't take creatine. I feel like Stroman and Gausman would make the rotation a lot better. Yeah. I mean, I don't think if you guys are Texas Rangers fans, no, if you guys are Cowboys fans, obviously you are Dak Prescott. It's kind of like our rotation is kind of like our Cowboys defense from last year. It's like it can't get any worse. So the defense that the Cowboys have this year is amazing because the last year's defense was garbage. So our starting rotation was garbage last year. So how could it get any worse, especially if you sign Gausman and Stroman? Granted, they need to stay healthy. Do you think Allard can be a starter, or is he better as a bulk guy? I really like Colby Allard. Starting to stand now. I really like Colby Allard. So back in 2019, I was at a Rangers game. So last season, they were at the old stadium. It was the day before the trade deadline. Rangers versus the Braves. Against the Mariners. Rangers trade Chris Martin for Colby Allard. And so I kind of have a connection with him. But I do believe he was a former top 12 prospect in baseball. And I do believe in him. He's still super young, 22, 23. So I do think there's something in there. There's a chance that he still could become a starter, but as it's going right now, he might need to prove himself in the back of the bullpen because he has these starts where, my God, he looks good, and then he can't keep it up. That happened this year. That happened last year. So I don't know if the player development can do anything about that, or if it's just Colby Allard just doesn't have the stuff. I don't know. I do like him, but maybe he is better suited as a long reliever in the bullpen where people can't really see his stuff as much. So since we're done with the questions right now, keep them coming. But minor league free agent. We have minor league free agents. Every team has them. It's because so basically with a minor league free agent, if you're in the league, if you're in the team's organization for 7 years, or so if you're in this league the organization for 7 years and you're not protected on the 40-man, then you become a minor league free agent. You can sign with any team you like. And for the Texas Rangers, we have an entire list of minor league free agents. So let me just go over it. Some people I don't even know. Some people's were big prospects back in the day. Let me just go over it. Let me know if you know or remember any of these guys. Right-handed pitcher Chase Anderson, right-handed pitcher Blake Bass, left-handed pitcher Wes Benjamin. We also know him. Right-handed pitcher Buck Farmer, right-handed pitcher Joe Gatto, outfielder Pedro Gonzalez. We actually got him in the Jonathan Lucroy trade with the Rockies. Catcher Blake Grant Parks, second baseman Trey Hare, outfielder Elier Hernandez, catcher John Hicks, right-handed pitcher David Kubiak, right-handed pitcher Jake Lemoyne, second baseman Domingo Leyba, right-handed pitcher Jesus Linares, second baseman Trey Loher, right-handed pitcher Justin Marsden, left-handed pitcher Sal Mendez, catcher Melvin Novoa, right-handed pitcher Luis Ortiz, our former first-round pick, trade to the Brewers. Things haven't really worked out for him. Although he did actually play well in AAA, but the Rangers didn't view him strongly enough to actually give him a roster spot whenever all these COVID outbreaks happen. Catcher Jordan Procison, catcher Isaiah Quiros, and here comes some big names. Shortstop Anderson Tejeda, first baseman Curtis Terry, third baseman Jared Walker, and right-handed pitcher Colin Lyles. Those are all minor league free agents. The Rangers could re-sign them if they'd like, but these guys could also try to find better opportunity elsewhere in other organizations. So yeah, just thought I would mention that. So, and we could have seen the last days of Anderson Tejeda, famous for hitting his home run against the Athletics, and then not too much after his major league debut. Back to Dak Prescott with a comment. I really liked what I saw from Taylor Hearn in the starting rotation. Yeah, me too. Although I think with going back to like Colby Allard, Colby Allard hasn't been consistent. Taylor Hearn just needs to prove it, be consistent. He's had a weird career. Came in with the Keone Kela trade in 2017, 18. Anyways, he came in as a starting pitcher, got his debut, pitched a third of an inning, got injured, then he was a relief pitcher. He actually pitched well in 2020 as a relief pitcher, and this year 2021, he came in as a relief pitcher, as a tandem guy, I think, and then they got rid of that, made him a strict relief pitcher, and then put him into the bullpen, the starting rotation, and he played well, but I like to see how this plays out for a long period of time. I think he has the stuff to be a potential starter. He's a strong guy, has a good fastball, but his control is concerning. So I think he needs to hone down on that. But if he does, or just does enough, a 4-starter, a 3-starter, and I know everybody wants to trade for a potential ace or potential 2. I've come to realize if you could get a number 4 starter, a number 3 starter, you aren't doing bad, especially for a guy like Taylor Hearn. I'm going to answer this question. Again, I really appreciate you guys. I'm going to do another 20 push-ups. I'm at 200, so that's good. So from Tyler, where do you think Jordan Lyles lands? I don't know, man. He's not signing with any contender. Possible he goes back to the Rangers. I hope not. He would give us bulk innings. That's what he did this year. But maybe to a team that doesn't want to wants some innings. Maybe the Pirates. maybe the Marlins. Don't quote me on this. I'm not sure what their organization is looking for. It's just stuff off the top of my head. But yeah, just a team that wants some innings, kind of like what the Rangers wanted last year. But I think the Rangers are changing their philosophy this year. Thank you for everybody watching. Still plan to keep this live stream going till I get to 360 push-ups. I have 160 more to go. I'm kind of at the point where I have to do the abbreviated girl push-ups. Don't get offended if I said that. I know people do, but here we go. At 200, about to do 20 more. Okay, 220. My God, I need to take a pee break. We at 220. I might have to take a shower after this. But this is fun. So fun. I've always wanted to do these live streams. Tato, what do you think we can expect from Spencer Howard next year? I do still have hope they can fix him. Okay, so this is what I've learned. Not just in baseball, throughout the course of my life, really. Don't get your hopes up too much on anything or anybody. If he pans out, then I think we'll all be super ecstatic. But if he doesn't, then we'll be looking back on this trade and we'll be like, what the heck, Texas Rangers? So I think the best thing to go into it is honestly don't have any expectations for Spencer Howard. If just don't have any expectations. I think that's the best thing. Obviously, he was a top prospect from the Phillies in 2022. He was the number 1 overall prospect in the organization, and then the number 28 prospect in all of baseball. But think about this for an instance. He's had a little bit of time with the Phillies in 2020, and then he had a little bit of time with the Phillies and the Rangers last year. Could you imagine if that, for instance, what if that was Cole Winn, guys? Cole Winn gets called up. Let's just say he gets called up last year, struggles, and then we call him up this year, struggles. Are we automatically going to disregard him as a prospect or as a player in the organization? No. So should we be discarding Spencer Howard? No. But don't have any expectations going into it this year. And I think it could be helpful getting some veteran pitchers to help him because maybe pitchers are a little bit more personable than pitching coaches. So let's just see how it all goes out. Like, I want all these players to do well on the Rangers, but we'll just see. Same with Colby Allard, same with Taylor Hearn, same with Glenn Otto, same with AJ Alexi. We just need to see how this all goes. Okay. Last question. I'll do another set of push-ups. Dak Prescott. Also, Dak Prescott, are you I know this is kind of dumb, but are you a big Cowboys fan? Because I'm a big Cowboys fan, and that Denver loss was excruciating to see. But hopefully we rebound against the Falcons this week. And we have a backup kicker, but we go for it on 4th down all the time, so I don't think that'll be a problem. Dak Prescott, Glenn Otto, and Alexi are interesting because Otto's first start against the Astros, Slider was looking nasty, and then Alexi against the Angels, we gave up 2 hits over 6 innings. Yeah, I think these guys have stuff. I think the Rangers do have good talent in the farm system, but I think it's being able to just attack hitters and display their stuff on a more consistent basis at the major league level. And also, whenever other major league teams get more info on these guys, it's easier to know what's coming. So it's easier to know what's coming. So I think now that kind of like Adolis, he was hot, and then pitchers made adjustments, and Adolis had to make adjustments. So we have the reverse engineer this for the pitchers. So the pitchers, Alexi, Glenado, they went out, did their thing. Hitters did their adjustments. Now we need to do our adjustments on the other end. Checking to see the subscriber count. We gained 1. Let me know what you guys want from 375. Tato, I will get to your comment after I do 20 more. Here we go. I appreciate all of you guys watching. Here we go. Oh, my arms. Here we go. Yeah. $12. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. Oh, that was a terrible one. Man, the form's getting a little bad. Holy crap. Okay, 240 divided by 3, 60. 66%. Okay. Tato, here we go. Honestly, the Gibson trade had to happen. I found what the deal we made. Cross that super reliever risk. I'm not sure. Could have gotten a better return for Gibson. Definitely regressed with the fills. Yeah, I think that was the problem with Gibson. Not a lot of teams knew his trade value. So it was tough. And the Rangers knew they had reliever risk with Hans Kraus. And I think the Rangers thought they had like similar pitchers in the organization, or like at least reliever depth, like Yeri Rodriguez, Ronnie Henriquez, obviously AJ Alexi, Owen White. Now we have Glenn on. So we have like those guys. But now we have Spencer Howard in the organization who, if we get him back on that track and things start to pan out, he could be an ace. I'm not lying. Honestly, that's what scouts thought. That's what Baseball America, MLB.com, that's what they all thought. And John Daniel said this was a buy low. Because if he was performing average at the major league levels, no way we get Spencer Howard. Dak Prescott, nice. Cowboys fan, very nice. Mavs lost. Okay. I'm honestly not a Mavs fan. I'm a Spurs and a Thunder fan. So I don't think they're doing too well this year. Hearn had a 5.8 ERA. The starter with a whip. Honestly, don't see love for Hearn as a starter. Just leave him in the bullpen, blah, 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 ERA. Yeah, I mean, the Rangers, their starters were the depth wasn't super great last year. We thought we were getting some good depth with signing those players from Asia and Hyunjin Yang and Koyahara. Those guys both got injured. So we went out and so we kind of had to convert people to be starters like John King. I think we forget about John King. In the bullpen, he was doing great. And then we moved into a starter. He did good, and then he got injured. So we had to convert Taylor Hearn. And let's be honest, he did all right as a starter. I think towards the end, guys got tired. So with these younger guys, I don't know if you can look too much at their stats. I think he got tired down the stretch. So obviously teams are going to, like when we play the Astros down the stretch, they're going to destroy Taylor Hearn. But I think they're going to go and try him as a starter. And if worst comes to worst, you just throw him in the bullpen. It's harder to go from bullpen to starter. It's easier to go. So I think you start him as a starter this year, and then if things go wrong, just throw him back in the bullpen because that's easier than doing the reverse order. Okay, I'm 66% done. Honestly, for you two that are watching, I really appreciate this. I've always wanted to do these live streams, interact with you guys. Let me know, besides free agency, do you have any trades that you think the Rangers could or should do? Because I know that the Rangers they're always interested in the trade market. So what trades do you think the Rangers could explore, should explore? And I'll see you in another 20. 240. Let's get to 260. Let's go. Okay, here we go. One, two, three, 19. Okay. 14. 15. Oh, 16. Crap. 17. 18. 19. Oh, that was a terrible one. That last one is killer. Holy crap. Oh, I swear, every time I do like a hard workout, I always think of like the later round draft picks that always do well, like Sam Huff, 7th round pick, Ricky Vanasco, 15th rounder. All right. Dak Prescott, Santana Spores, I feel like have the live fastball. Yeah, they do. Actually, it's a different fastball. They just need to work on pounding the zone and limit the walks. So with Santana, it's a sinker, and Spores, it's a four seam. So they both throw it hard. So Spores, you need to go at the top to get those strikeouts, and Santana, you want to go at the lower part of the zone to get the ground balls. Everybody's talking about high spin rate nowadays, and they're going at the top of the zone. But you can also work at the lower end of the zone with the low spin rate, generate weak contact, and get the ground balls. It's just like people go for trendy things. But I think you really just need to do what works best for you individually as a player. Only 100 more push-ups. I guess they should look into trading for Matt Olson, but I really don't feel the need to. They obviously low, but I think can offer more. He did this year. Well, yeah. I mean, Olson's a Gold Glover, Silver Slugger. He can obviously offer more than what Nate Lowe did, but I don't think the Rangers do that because he just, like you said, you just trade for Nate Lowe. I think the Rangers are committed to like Nate Lowe for a few more years. I don't know if the Rangers really want to trade to. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Rangers dabble into the trade market, but I don't know like how many prospects they're willing to give up, or if they use some of their major league players, like those Nick Solak type of guys, Willie Calhoun type of guys, those relievers that you aren't too sure about, or if we just take on some contracts, or if we use our middle infielder depth. So we'll see about that. Lowe can already hit breaking ball well. Does a good amount of walks with a better team around him. Hey, Coach is fine. Yes. I think the breaking balls is big, and the walk his on base percentage was a 360. That's actually pretty nice. I think the problem was his his whenever pitchers attacked him with the fastball, he'd be a little susceptible to that. But overall, I think he's a solid player. That was still like his very first year. I know he played a little bit in 2020, but he's still a young guy, at least for being in the majors. So I think we give it time. And then if you get good players around him this year, that could kind of protect him in the lineup, just like we've always wanted to do with Joey Gallo. And that's kind of what we got this year with Dolis protecting Joey. Luis Castillo, that could be interesting. Let me see how much he has left on his deal. I always use Spot Track for contracts. I feel like that's the best website. And I don't know. I've been super interested in seeing like what other leagues make, like over in Japan and South Korea, Taiwan, Mexico, Australia. I've always been interested in that. So, but they don't have sites like Spot Track. So Luis Castillo is 29. His arbitration this year is 7.5, and then we get him for one more year. So I think it would depend on the prospects, if I'm being honest, and if you view him as an extension candidate. But obviously, if he doesn't get extended, you could give him the qualifying offer and get a good draft pick. Well, it's actually not a good draft pick, especially for teams like the Rangers. If you're a revenue sharing team, you get a legitimately good draft pick after the first round. But if you're a team like the Rangers, you get like a pick after the second round, which is all right, but it's not anything spectacular. And if you're in the luxury tax, that could go all the way down to the fourth round, which is kind of insane. Hopefully the Rangers don't get to the luxury tax, but take on Akiyama. Oh, okay. I think that's interesting. I've done a lot of I'll touch on this after more push-ups, but I've done I love looking at bad contracts because I love helping the farm system. But I'd never even thought about Akiyama and Moustakis. Would the Reds be willing to trade Moustakis? Maybe. But let me touch on that after 20 more. I'm so close, guys. 100 more. That sounds a little tough, but maybe that's only 5 more sets. Only 5 more sets. I appreciate you guys staying. I really do. Here we go. My voice is dead. I gotta pee. Gotta take a shower. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 14. Oh God. 15. Okay. My chest is gonna be jacked, I guarantee. Oh crap. Okay, stop. 15 for now. I'm gonna have to abbreviate that. So that's 275. Holy crap. My arms are effing dead. Oh crap. Okay. 275 divided by 360. I'm almost there. 76% done. Okay, so let me get back to the bad contracts. So I actually have a list on here on my phone, and it goes over like bad contracts Rangers could possibly take on. One is Luke Voigt. One is Zach Britton. Actually, I don't think Luke Voigt makes any sense because we already had Nate Lowe, and
I don't know if you would. Obviously, you have the DH, but I don't think you would do low at DH or like void at DH, and you guys know what I mean. And if the Yankees aren't strong on the void, he could be a non-tender candidate, and you could just sign him as a free agent. But Zach Britton could make some sense. He's getting $14 million this year. Luke Voigt still has arbitration, so Zach Britton's $14 million. 1 year left on his deal. He didn't play well. You could always pick him up. Maybe the prospect in return. Phillies, there's Didi Gregorius. He didn't play well. He's getting paid $15 million this year. Last year of his contract. Although I wouldn't want to do that because Seager is better. And then would Gregorius be better than IKF? Maybe. And would IKF be just a utility player? Maybe. Jackie Bradley, no. He played terrible, but he had a player option, and he opted into that. So he's got 9.5. David Price, $32 million. He's way too expensive. Eric Hosmer, Blake Snell, Will Myers could make sense. Justin Upton could make sense, but probably not, because if the Rangers are going to spend this much money to make their team better, then those guys would just be a waste of money, and you don't really get good prospects in return in those deals. And if you're thinking about it from the owner's perspective, do you really want to take on that type of money for a prospect that probably never pans out? Or would you rather spend that money on a guy that could get you jersey sales and you get a return on your investment? I mean, I'm always for making the farm system better. It's just kind of difficult to know what the owners are thinking, what GMs are thinking. But Will Myers is a possibility. I mean, he could be versatile, could play left field, right field, first base. So maybe like 20 million, I think. I mean, he might be on the bench, but possibly the farm system for the Padres isn't strong. So I don't know. But Moustakas and who was that? Akiyama. That could be interesting because Moustakas could help you this year. But Tato, the problem was trading for Castillo is his contract. You have no guarantees that he will sign an extension, and we were closer to if we were closer to getting, I'd be all for it. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I know what you mean. I do feel like he could be a guy at the trade deadline this year that gets some buzz. Holy crap. Here we go. More push-ups. I appreciate you guys. And if you guys have friends or family, make sure to share, or that like the Rangers, of course, make sure to share the channel. I'm looking to hit 1,000 subscribers by opening day. That'd be so awesome. Here we go. I'm going to try to get 20, but let's see. The arms are dead. Here we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, okay. I'm at 17. Here we go. Oh, no. Okay, got to 17. These last few are just going to be they're just like, how much can you do? So I was at 275 plus 17. I'm at 292. Okay. So divide that by 360. I'm at 81%. I got to take a bathroom break. I promise I'll get back to your questions. I'm holding this in for about an hour now, but I'll make it quick. I'm back. Oh my god, I got the 5 viewers and I was taking the bathroom break. That's funny. Oh my god, thanks for watching, guys. Okay, so now that my bladder isn't exploding, let me answer some questions. Let my arms rest. Honestly, this is a school night, but I don't really care at all. Okay, here we go. Castellanos. Are you wanting to sign Castellanos? I'm not too hot on Castellanos because for 2 reasons: qualifying offer and 3. Qualifying offer, defensive flexibility, and because of even though he has like no defensive flexibility and he doesn't play his like one position well. I mean, it could be a DH, but if you're trying to sign a DH, why don't you just sign Nelson Cruz? I just feel Tato. I just feel like everything is being rushed now that we have a good farm system. People are talking about train. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So I know the reason why I brought up the trades is because John Daniels, if you I don't know what video I watched, but they said they're looking to like obviously make the team like add payroll through the form of free agency, trades, yada yada yada. I guess that's like the only 2 ways to do it, but so I don't know what that a trade really means. Does it mean another Nate Lowe trade? Because I don't know if that's really adding payroll, or does it mean a bad contract trade, take on a player that's close to being major league ready, or does it mean a Luis Castillo? I think if you go for Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray, those type of players, then I think you are definitely rushing it because we built this good farm system, and if you go off and trade it, then it goes away. I think whenever obviously you do at some point need to start trading, but obviously I think you need to be winning games before you start trading the farm. I think the Nate Lowe was a little bit different because those guys weren't like top players, but neither was Nate Lowe, so he didn't give up too much. But like I said, I think we need to start winning before we like make those big splashes on the trade market. Holy crap! I'm at 292 push-ups, 81% done. I'm almost there. Tyler, what's up? Where does Lyder start next year? In A-ball? No, I think he actually goes straight to Double A. I'm being really frank with you guys. I think he's that advanced of a prospect. I think he starts straight in Double A. Tato, this is a problem I think the Rangers could face. They might get ahead of themselves and think they can be better team with the trade or 2. We really refer to. I hope the Rangers have learned from their past experience when they tried to, when they trade for Kluber. They kind of thought that he would be the guy to help them win. Hopefully, they've learned from those mistakes, and hopefully, we don't just since we have a good farm system and since we have money, hopefully we don't just be like, all right, we're signing this guy, trading for this guy, we're going to the World Series. Hopefully, we go a little bit more deliberately, and be more strategical with our moves. But think again, the Rangers didn't say we're going to win this year. They said 2023 is the timetable to start looking at potential playoff run. All right, last question before another set of push-ups. And guys, if you haven't watched already, I think I did 180 regular push-ups, and now I'm doing the abbreviated push-up. I'm getting 15 abbreviated, and then I'm dying. Okay, in my opinion, they need to let these rookies actually contribute to the big league team before they need to start adding pieces. I don't agree right there, because I think when do you get the next chance to add a Correa to your team, or a Trevor Story, or Corey Seager, or you know what I mean? When do you get a chance to add those top guys, especially where you don't have to give up prospects, you just have to sign them to a deal. And I think we need to remember, not every single prospect pans out, okay? So obviously we could say, let's just let the rookies figure it out. Let's just say 2 of them pan out. Let's just say Jack Lyder and Josh Young. Let's just say those guys pan out, okay? And then where are we? We're still in the rebuilding phase. We're losing 100 games a year. And then if these signings don't work out, I mean, we do, how do I say this? If these don't work out, we do have players that we could use in trades, because, or I don't know. I just think this is a good time to add players. Just look at what the Padres did with Machado, Hosmer. Obviously, Hosmer's garbage. But Machado, I think he's living up to his contract. But if you don't have an established culture of good players, of winning, the rookies, it's tough for them to make their own culture, you know? So it's tough. Obviously, I'm not the GM. I'm not making the decisions. It's something that they need to figure out. But I do think it makes sense to go after players this offseason, just to get better in leadership and just have guys that know how to win and help develop these guys. Because it's not like MLB not every guy's going to be a Tatis where he doesn't need a veteran. He's a good right away. Some of these guys are going to need those talks with the veterans. Do you think Kershaw will stay in LA or be in here next season? Oh crap. I do think LA looks to re-sign him, even though they didn't give him the qualifying offer. And I do think the Rangers try to sign him. I don't know if he really goes anywhere else. So right now it's like a 50-50 toss-up. Yeah. Oh, wait, more. Or retire. That's really his only 3 options, I believe. He's not going to retire. He wants there's going to be a market for him, so he is going to try to get more money. If we were a player and we definitely could get some money, we're going to get the money. We're not going to just get retired. He's only 33. Verlander's trying to get money, and he's 38. So here we go. More push-ups. Okay. All right, 292. Rest of my arms for a little bit. Let's get it. crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, I can't get 20 anymore. I got 17 again. 15. I can get a good 15 on the abbreviator right now. 17, my form gets all crappy. I can't, but 20 is pushing it. So that's another 17. So that 292. So 292 plus 17, 309. All right. And divided by 360, we're at 85. 85. I feel like you guys are all coming back to watch the end of the challenge. 85% done. Back to Tato. I think we have a strong chance of signing Kershaw. Who knows? He might want to settle down here in Dallas for good. Honestly, he is rich. He can, like, once he's done, he can settle down in Texas whenever he wants. But if he really believes in what the GM Chris Young said about the franchise, about buying in, maybe that's something he's interested in. Maybe he wants to be a mentor down the stretch, just find another opportunity. Maybe he's a little salty with the Dodgers after not offering that qualifying offer. And honestly, he's Clayton Kershaw, and all you have to do is give him money. You don't give him a draft pick. So the Rangers definitely should be interested. The thing is, how much, how long, and what's the status of his injury? He's not prime Kershaw anymore. Is Kevin Gausman better? Maybe. Though Kevin Gausman only has 1 year of success under his belt. But he was rocking this year, even in the playoffs. But Kershaw could definitely be a guy that helps Taylor Hearn, AJ Alex, all those guys. He can help them all. I don't know if Kevin Gausman would be that much of a veteran presence on that team. Well, obviously he would, but like he hasn't been a Cy Young or to so many All-Star games. You know what I mean? And then Kershaw's been in the playoffs so much. Imagine that you get the package deal of Kershaw, Correa. I mean, that Chris Woodward connection with LA. We'll see what we do in these offseason. It might be slow, but I think it's going to be interesting with what the GM, John Daniels, and Chris Young said we're going to do. Maybe he's tired of winning with the Dodgers. He might want a change of scenery. I mean, it might sound crazy. It's like, who gets tired of winning? But maybe you just, like, think about this. LeBron James switching. Oh, no. Well, not really. Kevin Durant with the Warriors. Like, we never thought he was gonna leave. They were going strong, and then he just signs with the Brooklyn Nets. Could this be the same thing with Kershaw? Maybe. Maybe. I think there was different reasons, though. I think Kevin Durant was chasing a ring with the Warriors, and then over with the I think he just wanted to create his own little legacy down in Brooklyn. Maybe that's what Kershaw wants to do, create his own little legacy. But I mean, he already has his legacy. He has everything in LA, but maybe he just wants to have a new chapter in his life. Here we go. I'm at 309. I'm finishing what I started. 309. Okay. Let's do 15, 17, possibly. Abbreviated push-ups. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13. Oh, God. 14. Holy crap. The form's going to right in the bed. I got 15, so 309. 309 plus 15. 324. Whew, I still got to shower. After all these push-ups, I'm going to have to eat something. I'm going to have to eat like a second dinner. What you guys, what's your favorite go-to dinner? I love spaghetti. I know this is a Rangers show, but I'm cool to talk other things, other sports, like obviously keep it Rangers, but on occasion talk a little other things. I love spaghetti, love pizza, love hamburgers. And if I want to like keep it healthy, I'm thinking about chicken salad. That's good. What type of question is this? I've been streaming for almost 2 hours and I'm at 324. You think I'm just gonna stop right now? I'm definitely getting 360. I'm at 324. I'm literally 90% done. I'm gonna finish what I started. That's one of the biggest things. It's just up in my head. It's up in my head. Biggest thing for me this year is I'm changing. I'm not the biggest guy. Not popular at all at my school, but I'm just changing my mentality. Tato, by the way, I think a move to Twitch might be a good option for you. Who knows? Twitch is a much better website for live stream. Possible. If I'm being honest, I haven't really even thought about Twitch. Like obviously since I started this YouTube channel, the next option was like, oh, live stream. So I'm gonna keep on doing these live streams for now, but I'll definitely take a look into Twitch. I'm always looking for ways to, like, I'm always trying to learn new things, explore new options. So thanks for mentioning that to me, because if you didn't, I probably wouldn't even have explored it. Hey, what's the news? What's up, Johnny? I guess maybe you just dropped in, but so for the past 2 hours, basically we've been talking about news and rumors on the Texas Rangers. Oh wait, let me just get you. I just seen you live. Was like, what's going on? Yeah, so the Rangers haven't made any moves, but we've been talking about a potential signing of Corey Seager from the Dodgers, since there's connections with Chris Woodward and our new hitting coach Tim Hires. They all worked for the Dodgers at some point. Potential signing of Seiya Suzuki, Japanese outfielder, and just other free agents. We've just been talking all night about questions. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Because the Rangers said, Evan Grant said on the Dallas Morning News, we could add $100 million to our payroll, which is really a lot, given that I'm pretty sure our current payroll is at like 30 mil. But I'm going to go to Spot Track right now and just check it out. And also for you, Johnny, I just hit 360 subscribers on the channel, and I said I would do 360 push-ups because I got the 360. Right now I've been doing this all night. I've been doing the crap. I've done 324, so I'm really close. I'm 90% done. But it's gotten so bad. I was doing regular push-ups of 20, and I had to do abbreviated push-ups of 20, and now it's all the way down to 17 and 15. But I'm almost there. I'm not worried. All I have is school tomorrow. Let's look at the Rangers Spot Track right now. I'm trying to see how much we're paying. I think the most we're paying on our salary right now, or for 2020 is actually going to Brunel Odor and Elvis Andrews, and they aren't even on the team. And then I also talked about our minor league free agents. We had a bunch of people become minor league free agents so they can sign with whatever team they want to now because they've been in the organization for 7 years, and then they're not on the 40-man anymore. And we're still having to pay Kohei Arihara because we designate him for assignment. How much are we? Oh yeah, our total payroll right now is only like 32 million. So 100 million is significant. And 32 is so low because like that's probably what Corey Seager is going to get per year. Carlos Correa is going to get per year. That's so funny. But that's what you do when you trade your veterans. And this is notable for next year because we won't be paying. Right now we're on the hook for 12 million to Odor, 7 million for Elvis. So that's 19 million. So that's 19 million extra we get next year. That could be a starting pitcher. That could be a DH. That could be a relief pitcher. Just so you guys should know that. Tyler Rainey, do you follow hockey? Honestly, I don't follow hockey. I only know like one player, like Sidney Crosby. But I don't even know who he plays for. I know I was super interested in hockey after I watched the Mighty Ducks, but I never played. I obviously know a few teams like the Dallas Stars. I think the team in Tampa just won the Stanley Cup. I think that's what it is. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but yeah, and I know that Seattle just got a team in the NHL. But yeah, I don't really follow hockey, but I do. Where I live, there's like a minor league hockey team. I don't know, like I know the rules kind of, and I like I know how the game works, but I don't watch it on TV. But in person, that's a whole different experience. That's awesome. Last question, and then I'll go back to my push-ups. I'm so close. It's so good whenever you accomplish something hard. It's so nice. Johnny, do we have anyone going to bring? Wait, what? Do we have anyone going to bring to spring training that we want to move up? What? Josh and Sam ready to come up? Our first. Oh, okay, I got you. First round last year, ready to make that jump. I think so. A lot of people go to spring training, right? Not a lot of people. After that, they might go to extended spring training, or then they just go to affiliate ball. I think the one prospect that actually has the chance to make the club is Josh Young. I don't know if you know this, but Sam Huff just had a setback in the Arizona Fall League with his knee, and that's significant because he is a catcher, and then he had a knee surgery last year. So I don't know if catcher is actually the position for Sam Huff. And then our first round pick last year was Jack Lyder. No, he's not ready to make the jump yet, but I could probably be at spring training, and I think you see him start the year at Double-A. And Teflon and Tato, I'll get to your questions, but here's another 20, or no, probably 15. I can't do 20 anymore. 15 push-ups. If you just join, I just reached 360 subscribers, so I'm doing 360 push-ups. That was the challenge. Let me guys know what you want for 375 subscribers. Here we go. I'm dying right now, or at least my arms are. Here we go. I'm at the point of abbreviated push-ups. Here we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Holy crap. Okay. It's another 15. So I was at 324. So 324 plus 15. 339 divided by 360. I'm at 94%. I'm so close. So close. All right, let's get back to these. Let's get back to these comments. Teflon. Welcome to the channel. I don't think I've ever seen you around, but if I have, welcome back. Who would be on your wish list that you would want on the free agent market? So yeah, kind of broke this down a little bit earlier, this live stream, and also on other live streams. I think you got to go after a shortstop. All the good shortstops have gotten qualifying offers. So that means if you sign somebody with a qualifying offer, you'll have to give up your second highest draft pick. In the Rangers' case, it would be their second round draft pick. I'm okay with that if we're going after Carlos Correa or Corey Seager. After that, I don't want to sign anybody else with a qualifying offer. So after that, I think you look for starting pitching. So shortstop, starting pitching. I think you got to at least get 2 starters. So if you can look at Kershaw, you can look at Gausman, Stroman, and if you sign any of those guys, that'd be your top end. And you look at guys that could fill in as like a number 2, an Anthony Desclafani, or even as a higher guy, Carlos Rodon. You didn't get the qualifying offer. So those guys. And then you can also look for, I think, 1 or 2 outfield bats. Because honestly, you have Adolis, but I don't believe in Leote right now. He's obviously a rock solid defender. And then who's in left with Eli White. So I think you go after 2 starting pitchers, a shortstop, and then 2 outfielders. Did I do that right? I'm getting a little tired. So 2 outfielders. And maybe, like, this isn't my wish list, but you probably see, like, a relief pitcher get signed because it's maybe like a minor league invite or whatever, and they maybe make the roster. But I think our bullpen's kind of solid with the players we're getting back. Hernandez, Leclerc, Nick Snyder, DeMarcus Evans. Obviously, Nick Snyder and DeMarcus Evans have more to prove in the majors, but they could be impactful guys. And Joe Barlow did really well this year. So maybe you see like 1 signing in the bullpen. Whew. Tato. Solak, Josh Smith, AJ Alexi, Sam Huff, and maybe a non-top 30 prospect, Oakland for Matt Olson. Who says no? Okay. My head's getting a little crazy right now. So Solak, Josh Smith. So let's be honest. Solak probably maybe not even contribute for the Athletics. So this could get a deal done, if I'm being honest. Oakland needs shortstops. Josh Smith is a shortstop. Elvis did terrible this year, let's be honest. He actually crushed the Rangers, the games I watched, but he was terrible this year. And since they traded for him, he had a vested option for like another year. So they're on the hook for him for a while. But I think the Rangers say no. I don't think they're in the market for a first baseman. Ugh. Johnny, dang, was really looking forward to having a start catcher, at least one not on the decline. Is this? Wait, what? Did you want to sign a catcher? Oh, Sam Huff. Yeah. Retrospect, he was only a 7th rounder. So if he becomes like, let's just say a Mike Napoli type of first baseman for a 7th rounder, I think he did pretty solid, if I'm being honest. But if he became a star-studded catcher, we had a steal in the draft. But it's tough. He's already had 2 knee setbacks. I don't want him to have any more setbacks. I think his bat's really special. I don't want him to miss any more special key at bats. Maybe first base is for him. Maybe. Tyler. If you sign someone with a qualifying offer, do you lose a pick every time you sign someone with an offer? Do you lose just one pick? Okay, so I've been doing a lot of research on this. So it all depends on how much money your team makes. So whenever the Yankees signed Garrett Cole, they lost their second round pick and their fifth round pick. Although if the Rangers were to sign a guy with qualifying offer, I'm pretty sure they would just lose their second rounder, I believe. But then if you also signed a guy, another guy, you'd also lose your third highest draft pick as well. And I don't think any team has ever signed 3 players with a qualifying offer, so I'm not too sure about that. It's still something I'm trying to do more research on, and it's really finicky with the rules because, last year, the Dodgers signed Trevor Bauer. He had a qualifying offer, but so the Dodgers lost their second round pick, but they didn't lose their fifth round pick. So I don't really. It's really, really weird. So I think the Rangers would just be in the category of losing their second round pick, but also you lose international bonus money as well, which is kind of dumb in my opinion. But maybe with this new collective bargaining agreement, maybe they change some of these rules. So maybe the Rangers could look out, or maybe they make the rules even more harsh. But I don't know. It's really a weird situation right now in baseball. I'll get back to your questions for Tyler and Tato. Time to do 15 more push-ups. I'm almost done. Almost done. Thank you for everybody watching right now. This is awesome. Here we go. Oh, my knees. I've been on my knees forever. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 14, 15. Honestly, I don't even know if you guys can really see me. Okay, back. Wait. So I was at 339. So plus 15. 339 plus 15. Whoa. I only have 6 more push-ups. Holy crap. All right, I'm just going to get to your questions real quick. I'm going to finish this thing. Okay. Thank you for everybody watching right now. Oh, not sure how this stuff works. Yeah, it's really weird, especially if they change this collective bargaining agreement. Then you're gonna figure it out, and then it could all be changed, and you're reading 2 more hours of articles. That's what I've been doing. I've just been researching the crap out of articles, the collective bargaining agreement. I do have some sort of sense of how it works, but I've been looking at past drafts, and then there's exceptions where it's just not adding up. So it's all kind of weird. I'm sure it might get easier to figure out if the Rangers actually do make a move or stuff like that. Thanks, man. I appreciate you watching pretty much the entire stream. Tata's been a really good supporter of the channel. All right, guys. I appreciate you all watching. I have 350. I have 6 more. It is a school night, so after these push-ups, I'll answer any more questions you guys have, and then I'll log off. It's been really fun. I did this push-up challenge because I hit 360, and I said I'd do 360 push-ups. Let me guys know what you want to do for 375. And in this video, we talked about free agency news, rumors, Corey Seager, Seiya Suzuki, all that type of stuff. Because the Rangers said that could spend $100 million to the payroll this offseason. We also talked about minor league free agents and potential trades. So it's been a fun night. But But you do always have to focus on your sleep. You should always grind, but also focus on your sleep. 6 more. And if you have any more comments, put them down. I'll answer them, and I'll head off. So 6 more. Here we go. Okay. Actually, I'm going regular push-ups. Regular. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God. I finished. Holy crap. All right. If you have, once again, I appreciate everybody watching. If you have any more questions, put them down below. If not, I'm going to be logging off pretty shortly. So I'll just give you like a little bit more time. If not, oh, so tired. Any more questions? It's been a fun live stream. I'm trying to do one of these a week. I'll give you guys like 30 more seconds for question. All right, bet Tyler. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. Keep up the good work on the news update. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so happy. I want to keep on growing with you guys. I think that's it. Unless any comments come in before the bell. But with that being said, thank you all for staying. It was a good live stream. We had a lot of people and it was fun. But I got to go to bed. Thank you all for watching. With that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.